Okay, so I'm outside of Delta, and the reason is that they have just made an announcement of a new technology that they're going to start piloting in Detroit, which is parallel reality. Now, what parallel reality means is that they can have a monitor in the airport that knows who you are, and when you go look at that monitor, you see something different than the other people that are looking at exactly the same screen. They have a demonstration of it here, and I'm going to go check it out. Now, I'm told that once it works and they get it into production, it will handle up to 10,000 people looking at the same screen at the same time. They do this with a dynamic pixel. Each pixel knows where you are in space and broadcasts to you the color that it needs to so that you see the content that was intended for you. So let's go check it out. Okay, so I couldn't get in yesterday, but I've got a boarding pass this morning, and I'm outside the room at the Delta Experience. So we're gonna go in. What I can see is, when you're in line.
So basically from like here-ish out, that's what everybody else is seeing. Nobody inside the room is seeing it.
Right, because once they get in, they're seeing something based on their vantage. The content of the screen will change just simply because I'm in a different place. And then there's these mirrors, which are gonna be a big surprise later also.
Behind each podium.
Yep. Well, it was pretty hard to hear because of all the noise, but essentially what he's saying is, we're each going to see a different piece of content on the monitor based on where we're standing. We were all positioned in front of little figurines, like mine was a Korean-looking building, there was the Eiffel Tower, and so on. He proceeds to ask each of us what we see. The guys to my left all say what they see. I, of course, saw Seoul, Korea. Seoul.
Okay, I don't even have to say it. Go ahead and swap the podium just to make sure that.
And then we're invited to change places. So when I'm behind this statue, I see Seoul. When I walk over to
but you're seeing a different part of the world.
The Paris statue,
The basic demo, simple demo.
I'm seeing Paris.
Just to show you a little bit more about technology. Come around this way.
When I see that,
And then come over here.
oh, there's Mexico City.
Just tap over here. So when you are there, to see one thing or the other, you have to do this. Yes. We try to create an environment where you should be able to see multiple things at the same time.
He then goes on to explain that the mirrors are all there so that we can stand at one spot and see the same monitor from different vantage points, simultaneously seeing several things on the same monitor that has the words on it when we're looking at it from where we are.
Step over here and see the 12 different view of the same. The top left corner is showing you.
And there they were, 12 images, all on the same monitor. But what about more? What if people could see content not just by where they were standing, but because of who they were?
What if we can make it dynamic? Which means if you walk around, you are in a new country, in a new language, in a new signage, and you don't understand it. What if you are able to see on a Jumbotron a message welcoming to you about your own flight in your own language? That will be so cool, right? Yeah. That's where the next experience, take out your boarding pass, form a line here, and then... Good to go.
Okay, so I got mine just like at the airport. Get it? There we go.
If you see your name, you're good.
I see my name.
Okay.
I'm good. And we did. We each saw our own name on the same monitor. She goes on to explain how each of our travel is different, whether it's ground transportation or on a plane. Some of us have special dietary needs. Maybe our flight is delayed, or information about our connectors is needing to be updated. Perhaps we checked a bag. Maybe we're carrying our bags on. Maybe our flight is overbooked and they want to offer some sort of buyout for you to take a later flight. These things don't have to wait until you're at the gate. This messaging can come to you on every screen, but only you, so that it's private and it's secure. As she goes on to outline Delta's vision, coming as a pilot program to the Detroit airport in the summer of 2020, she tells us that the way the system works is a very safe technology. It isn't using facial recognition or any other biometrics that might compromise our personal privacy. She goes on to explain that the system sees us as a figure or a form, and it sees that figure or form as distinct from all other figures and forms. When we scanned our boarding pass, a camera in the ceiling took a look at who was standing there doing the scanning, and it noted us as a unique blob. That blob is then tracked in real space by a series of cameras throughout the airport. A completely safe technology to deliver your information only to you and on your own monitor.